Lessons learned. Motherhood refined my authority. Motherhood didn't soften me, it refined me. Before becoming a mother, I thought strength meant endurance. I believed resilience looked like pushing through, tolerating more, and proving that I could handle anything placed in front of me. I thought leadership meant availability. I thought sacrifice meant depletion. Motherhood corrected that. What it revealed is that authority is not about how much you can carry, it's about what you choose to protect. Becoming a mother immediately clarified my priorities in ways no professional role could ever. Time stopped being abstract. Energy stopped being theoretical. Every decision carried consequence, not just for me, but for someone entirely dependent on my discernment. Motherhood forced precision. I could no longer afford chaos. I could no longer indulge inconsistency. I could no longer say yes out of guilt or obligation. Every yes now had a cost. Every no became an act of stewardship. I learned that motherhood doesn't reduce your capacity. It demands intentionality. It exposes inefficiencies. It reveals misalignment quickly. What once felt tolerable becomes unsustainable. Motherhood refined my standards, and I became more discerning about who had access to me, more intentional about how I spent my time, more protective of my peace. Not because I was hardened, but because I was responsible. There's a quiet authority that comes from being accountable for another life. It changes how you move. It changes how you speak. It changes how you assess risks, opportunities, and longevity. Motherhood sharpened my leadership. I stopped confusing urgency with importance. I stopped glorifying exhaustion. I stopped negotiating with my intuition. I learned that presence matters more than perfection, that consistency builds security, that emotional regulation is not optional, it's foundational. Motherhood taught me restraint. Not everything requires a response. Not every conflict deserves energy. Not every expectation deserves compliance. I also learned that motherhood doesn't erase ambition, it clarifies it. It forces you to build sustainably, to think long term, and to lead with foresight instead of impulse. I became more strategic, not less, more inefficient, not diminished, more grounded, and not limited. Motherhood demanded integrity. Children don't respond to performance, they respond to truth. You cannot lead them with what you say alone. You lead them with what you model, with what you tolerate, with what you protect. That awareness changed me. I became more honest with myself, more accountable for my reactions, more mindful of my emotional environment. Motherhood didn't make me smaller, it made me precise. It stripped away everything that was unnecessary. It elevated what was essential. And it taught me that real authority is quiet, it's consistent, and rooted in responsibility, not in recognition. So my lessons learned is motherhood refined my authority by teaching me to lead with discernment, restraint, and intentional strength.